Hello! I wanted to make a informative step-by-step video telling you about my experience with Invisalign. So I am about to go into the office and have my first trays. I'm assuming they're going to be putting in the stones on my teeth as well. So right away, if you are not comfortable with watching people's teeth maybe shown a little bit more than usual, you might not enjoy this video. So this is really just for informative purposes because I myself have been watching a few videos. So my lower teeth are the biggest problem for me. I'll show you just right away. Do you see how terrible they are? So because these two are pushing so much forward, they're so out and out, like over, that they have created over time both underbite and overbite for me. So in the front teeth I have overbite and underbite. And you can see it like this. You see? It seems to be getting worse as I age, so I really have to do something about it. These are my upper teeth. And this bottom tooth is not only in overbite, it also pushed this tooth all the way sideways. So now I have a big gap in here too. So in the last few years, I've been trying to fix all of my teeth up. I have 2 crowns installed, which is another worry of mine. How do I pop off the trays without bothering the crowns? Then also, I've been having a lot of fillings in almost every single tooth in the front. They're always very tiny and they're always at the gum base and they're always in the front. So I went to multiple dentists and they've tried fixing it, but they always pop out. My fillings pop out of my teeth. Like one of them popped out every single month and I went to different doctors. So that was crazy. And my last dentist said, listen, your problem is mostly how your teeth grow, and they grow forward and in, and then upper ones more out. So my bite is really not correct at all, and there's a lot of wear and tear on my tooth, so I chew with the side of the tooth instead of the top of the tooth. So anyway, so that was my reasoning for fixing all of my teeth up and getting Invisalign. As I'm a YouTuber, I prefer not to have braces, just my choice. I went to do my 3D scan and they did all the trays and all that stuff. So today I'm picking them up. My total cost was $5,700 in Sacramento, California region, just for your information. I paid up front. You get a discount if you pay ahead of time, just to let you know too. And they do give you a discount also if you pay cash versus credit card. So all of that included, that was the $5,700. When you do get Invisalign, they do insist that you get all of your teeth fully fixed before they can proceed with any trays. That was my case. So I had to finish absolutely everything that had to be done with my teeth before they would actually agree to give me Invisalign. So it's something to consider as well. It should be taking me about 18 months as per orthodontist expectations so far. So we'll see how long it actually lasts. Okay. Let's go in. I am super nervous. I'll see you in just a second. Hello. I just got my Invisalign aligners and I have rubber bands. First impression, I feel a lot of pressure on my teeth in very weird ways, because it does feel like pressure in every single direction. All of my teeth except for these 4 have stones on them, and those are the things that actually create the pressure, I'm assuming. I'm not really fully sure. It feels like a lot of piece of plastic is in my mouth and I have to talk through it anyway. From the distance, I feel like you cannot really even see it. My ass is definitely not as sharp. Let me see. Yeah, my whistle of ass completely is gone because there's no hole in between my teeth right now. Super clicky. Wow. I just like hear my saliva just being pushed around. Okay, sorry about the giggles. They gave me like a whole lot of different stuff here to go through. So I wanted to make an update. It's been 2.5 months since I've had Invisalign, and I'm going to tell you all the bad stuff and all the good stuff that has happened in those 2.5 months. I did want to make an update in 1 week in, but it was not a good experience for me in the beginning, and I did not want to just bash the whole experience based on my first experience. So either way, so my first 2 weeks were terrible. So the very first day that I've come home after I've recorded the video with you, I came home to have my dinner, and on my very first bite, most of my lower jaw attachment has broken off right away. So I right now have about 1.5 of attachments on my whole lower jaw, and I'm supposed to have like pretty much all of my teeth supposed to have attachments. So I called them the next day and I told them about it, and they saw me a couple days after that, and they said that they will just have to revisit my case after the 3 months block, and that's because the way my jaw is partially my bite is not correct. I literally bite with the side of my teeth instead of the top. So which is a little terrifying, but that's the reality, and I have heard that before from the dentist. The next thing is that I have developed terrible mouth sores in the first 2 weeks. They give you a little file to correct some parts of the braces of the trays, and I have done that, but it didn't seem to have helped as much. So at the end, I literally had to clip some parts with toe clippers and not just shave them off, just because I was developing such terrible mouth sores that I could not sleep or eat anything. Then I've developed tongue cuts. I know it's very bad, but anyway, listen, hear me out. Tongue cuts, because I guess my tongue has kept brushing against it, and I would just get like cuts along the sides. It gives me heebie-jeebies just thinking about it, but that's just the reality. So again, the first 2 weeks were really bad. I was really doubting the whole experience. I was ready to just get rid of them and call it a day, but I did pay up front, to get the discount. The pain was terrible as well. The first 3 days, I think, or so, I had such horrible headaches because of it. My jaw was so much in pain. Again, that's just without all the sores. I know I keep just saying bad things, but that was really that was my experience, okay? And I've done everything I could. I took painkillers, and I kind of took a break for 2 weeks from working whatsoever. Another thing is that it was the beginning of our construction zone, and it's just the first month, like the January, I just don't remember. It was a blur. It was just a disastrous month for me, personally. But other than that, everything is great. So a couple weeks after, I've started to really getting used to it. I still have a lisp 2 months and a half into wearing it. I do wear most of the time breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I take them out for about half an hour or so, or maybe an hour, depending how long it is or where I am. Sometimes if I'm going out, like with moms or something, I just have coffee on the side. I do pop them out as well, have my coffee, and then I just chew gum. I've noticed that actually just carrying a gum with me works out great. I just got the sugar-free gum, and I just kind of chew it real quick around my mouth and just kind of slush some water around, and it seemed to get most of the stuff off my teeth, and just pop them right back in, and it's clear, and my breath is fresh, and it feels good. I do have different hooks that I have purchased to pull my trays out, but honestly I just use my nails. I know it's pretty disgusting, especially right now with the pandemic. I just noticed it's the easiest just to pop it right out. I also have noticed that maybe a month and a half into wearing it, that's what I've also noticed that after a few weeks, my teeth has gotten way more yellow than it usually would, and I do brushing at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I have a whitening clear mouthwash that seems to work the best, and I actually do that mouthwash with my braces, and sometimes I've noticed it somehow just kind of helps me with the whitening. They gave me a little tube of bleach that I have already tried doing whitening with, and it works, but it's such a long process, so it's 8 to 10 hours you have to have that bleach on your teeth, so you put it basically overnight. I do have to say the first month I had the worst pain, and a couple times after that. It really depends on the week for some reason. But now already maybe second month or so, I don't really feel too much pain when I put in the new ones. It's just a slight discomfort. I do see the difference. I pretty much think that my top teeth are kind of already getting there. I'll pop them out in a second. And then my bottom teeth were the biggest problem. I would assume that because the attachments have broken off right away, literally after the first day. Attachments here really are just for the trays not to come off, especially when you wear rubber bands at night with them. And at night I just shut my jaw and I sleep, and nothing really pops off. The whitening is going to be definitely something that you might want to think about if you are doing Invisalign or using products that have whitening properties in them. I usually do not leave my trays out for longer than, again, a couple hours a day. When I record, however, I do pop them out for a long time. So the longest I think I've had mine out was about 4 hours stretch or something, maybe just over 4 hours. And it was just because, again, I was recording a couple of videos. So after just 4 hours not wearing them straight, I have felt a huge difference, you guys. I did not expect it at all, but as soon as I put them in, it was like so tight, as if it's like a new tray. It felt really like I put a new tray. So in just 4 hours, they started shifting right back, which concerns me a little bit of when I'm done with this program. How are they gonna stay the same way? I understand that's why you have night retainer, but just like after 4 hours, I felt a huge difference. Anyway, kissing has been weird. Okay. Like, I can't fully kiss my husband with them on or without them on, because it doesn't feel the same. Like, the feelings are different, okay? For me, he says that everything's the same, but for me, it just feels a little different. Pardon my pimple, by the way. It's the mask thing. I break out like crazy all around my mouth because of the masks, and I can't deal with it. Then drinking, I usually really have been drinking only my water from like these sippy things anyway. I've been on a search for a good reusable bottle for about 10 years now, and I just come back to plastic bottles and I just refill them, and I use them quite a few days in a row and just keep refilling them with fresh water and wash the little spout, and it works out fine. You cannot really eat anything with them in at all, not even mushy things. I would say not even a smoothie. Like, everything feels weird in your mouth when you have them, and you cannot really chew in any way. So you do have to pop them in for anything, even mushy texture. For drinks, I have tried drinking coffee with them. It was not a good experience because I could literally feel coffee like washing over my teeth and then suspending back down. I had to like suck it back out. It's the weirdest, grossest thing. Anyway, I've tried drinking white wine. That was not bad actually, but I have noticed that warmer drinks or alcoholic drinks, they actually like soften up the trays. So I would really recommend against doing any kind of drinks at all besides the water, or something like water, like seltzer is fine. Flavored waters are fine, but again, alcoholic drinks or warm drinks are just not a good idea. It feels again like something's happening chemically with the trays. doesn't feel safe or right or good, really. So once again, this is a 2.5 month update, and I'm probably gonna post this video, and the next one will be probably about 6 months in. So now shots without the trays in, and you can actually hear the difference in my voice too a little bit. I think my ass is definitely a little bit sharper. My ass sounds. And so you can see the attachment right here. You see one right here, and then you see my little hook for my rubber bands. I know how sexy. I have two, so it also looks like a potentially could have like silver teeth or something. Okay, and then you can see that none of my bottom teeth on the right side have any attachment at all. They all fell off. Same thing on this side, except for this one, and a little bit on this one, like partial on this tooth. Bye bye.